It's 2 a.m., the cab is quiet, and the refresh button on the load board is the only thing that matters. Then, a new posting flashes on the screen. A single run, just a few hundred miles, paying out a clean $1,500. On paper, it looks like the perfect haul. In the trucking industry, seeing a number like that triggers an immediate psychological rush. It creates a powerful illusion that high gross revenue is the exact same thing as cash in the bank. The driver dials the freight broker to lock the job in, but the broker pushes back immediately, offering $1,200 instead. To counter, an experienced operator uses what negotiators call a calibrated question, an open-ended query designed to pause the confrontation and force the counterpart to rethink their own demand. The driver asks, "How am I supposed to move this with today's diesel prices?" The broker pauses, realizes the math doesn't work, and agrees to the original $1,500 rate. At this moment, the trip's profit ledger opens, sitting securely at $1,500 in the green. Securing that rate on the phone feels like a massive victory, but a verbal agreement is completely detached from the mechanical reality of actually keeping that money on the road. The engine fires up and the truck merges onto the highway. But the cargo isn't here. It's waiting at a warehouse 2 counties away. Getting to that pickup point requires driving what the industry calls deadhead miles, the required distance covered with an entirely empty trailer. No one pays a carrier to deadhead, yet the truck is already burning expensive diesel fuel and wearing down 18 tires with every rotation. Those uncompensated miles silently carve a chunk right out of the top line. The harsh reality of transportation economics is that a load's margin begins to bleed away long before a single pallet is ever secured inside the trailer. The truck arrives at the loading dock, but the facility is backed up. The driver is told to park and wait. Federal motor carrier safety regulations dictate exactly how long a driver can work. From the moment they start their shift, a strict 14-hour countdown clock begins, and it cannot be paused. Sitting at the dock means the engine is idling and burning fuel, while the driver legally loses the finite hours they need to actually transport the freight. In this business, time is a federally regulated currency. Everyday bureaucratic delays turn a standard wait into a direct financial penalty. Finally loaded up, the truck hits the interstate. The wheels are turning and the job is officially underway. But federal law intervenes again, requiring the driver to pull over within the first 50 miles to inspect the cargo securement devices, interrupting hard-earned momentum. While the truck sits on the shoulder, invisible expenses are operating in the background. Commercial insurance premiums, unified carrier registration fees, and heavy taxes never stop running. Every hour the specific trip takes must absorb its prorated share of the business's total annual overhead. Professional operators survive by rigorously accounting for these background drains. Beginners often go bankrupt because they only see the check at the end of the day. 14 hours later, the cargo is delivered, the paperwork is signed, and the engine finally shuts down for the night. To find the actual earnings, we look at the master formula: cost per mile, total expenses, divided by total miles driven. Taking that $1,500, we subtract diesel, deadhead fuel, prorated insurance, ELD subscription, and maintenance. The ledger plummets to $42. Once the driver's own labor is priced into that 14-hour shift, the trip officially crosses into a net deficit. Gross revenue is nothing but a vanity metric. Knowing your exact cost per mile, down to the penny, is the only mathematical way to survive the realities of the road.